It's time for our GSC Digital Network update and, of course, our ESPN GSC Game of the Week presented by Florida Space Coast was here in Melbourne, Florida, and it was all Delta State as they scored 38 unanswered points. Don Russell with Rick Rhoades. It was 20-20, 3-point lead for Delta State in the before halftime. Then it was all DSU in the second half. Very, very impressive again.
Very much so. 31 points in the third quarter, and I mean, the Statesman just exploded. And you know what they were able to do in the second half is they were able to stretch the field vertically. They got a lot of big plays by throwing the ball down the field. Part of it was set up by being able to throw the ball horizontally. You know, they got the big screen to Osborne, which kind of got things going, and that seemed to open everything else up.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the game, and started out with Hunt getting the touchdown, then Sullivan with a great game.
Yeah, Sullivan had another big game, but Florida Tech answers. That's Trevor Sand with a big touchdown run, and it looked like it was going to go right down to the wire at that point, but this is one of the ones that popped it open. The quick screen out to Osborne, nice blocking up front, and of course, he shows the speed he has. Florida Tech answers, runs the vertical route to Milton. Again, it's still anybody's ball game, but just relentless downfield throws and catches right here. Nice double move right there by Levy. That one, I think, kind of broke the back. Yep. And they come back with this with a little bootleg action to James Johnson to get him in the end zone. And Belair kind of puts the icing on the cake right here with that run. And just really, once that big machine got uncranked, that was it. The stats, obviously the 546 just jumps out at you. The 426, is certainly a very, very good performance, but only 130 of that came in the second half. Yeah. The Delta State defense was able to pressure Cato a lot, and I think that was another huge aspect of the game. The 85 yards rushing, you look at that and say, well, that's not much balance, but those quick screens are runs for Delta State, and so that's a lot more run yardage than the stats would tell you, and just another really tremendous performance by Delta State, especially the third quarter.
Yeah, and speaking of Delta State, we'll have a chance to see them again next week. We'll be in Cleveland, Mississippi, as they take on Shorter, and it'll be interesting, an interesting game, and we'll have for you on GSC-TV Live. That's our update for GSC Digital Network. I'm Don Russell. He's Rick Rhoades. That's the report from here in Melbourne, Florida.